Hello and welcome to Wisdom Forge. Autoimmune diseases and stress, the hidden trigger, inflammation and immune system dysregulation. The silent alarm, how stress awakens autoimmune flares. When we talk about autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus, we often focus on genetics or infections as triggers. But there's a silent culprit most people miss: chronic stress. Your immune system is designed to protect you, but under constant stress, it gets confused. Instead of fighting external threats, it turns against your own tissues. Stress hormones like cortisol disrupt the delicate balance of immune cells, making them hyperactive. This is why many patients notice flare-ups during stressful periods. The connection isn't just psychological, it's biological. Stress literally rewires how your immune system behaves, turning a protective mechanism into a self-destructive one. The inflammation-stress cycle, a vicious loop. Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury or infection, but stress keeps this response switched on indefinitely. When you're chronically stressed, your body produces excess inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. These molecules are useful for short-term threats but damaging when constantly present. They attack healthy tissues, worsening autoimmune symptoms. What makes this dangerous is the two-way relationship. Inflammation from autoimmune diseases also stresses the body further, creating an endless loop. This explains why stress management isn't just about feeling better emotionally, it's about stopping physical damage at the cellular level that medications alone can't always address. Stress hormones, the immune system's manipulators. Cortisol, often called the stress hormone, normally helps regulate inflammation. But under chronic stress, your adrenal glands become exhausted, leading to cortisol dysfunction. Some people produce too much, others too little. Both scenarios are problematic for autoimmune conditions. Too much cortisol suppresses the immune system unevenly, while too little allows runaway inflammation. Adrenaline, another stress hormone, increases immune cell production but decreases their effectiveness, creating an army of poorly trained soldiers that attack friend and foe alike. This hormonal chaos is why periods of prolonged stress often precede autoimmune diagnoses or major flare-ups in existing conditions. Gut health, where stress and autoimmunity collide. Nearly 70% of your immune system resides in your gut, which explains why digestive issues often accompany autoimmune diseases. Stress damages the gut lining through reduced blood flow and altered gut bacteria. This creates leaky gut, where food particles and bacteria escape into the bloodstream, triggering immune attacks. The irony? Many autoimmune medications further harm gut health. Protecting your gut through stress reduction and probiotics isn't just about digestion, it's about calming the immune system's overreactions. Patients who address gut health alongside stress often report better symptom control than those relying solely on immunosuppressants. Childhood trauma's lifelong immune impact. Early life stress doesn't just affect mental health, it physically alters immune function for decades. Studies show adults who experience childhood trauma have higher rates of autoimmune diseases. The reason? Chronic stress during developmental years changes how genes regulating inflammation are expressed, a process called epigenetics. These changes persist even when the stress is gone, leaving the immune system stuck in fight mode. This doesn't mean autoimmune diseases are inevitable after trauma, but it explains why stress management is especially crucial for those with difficult childhoods. The body remembers what the mind tries to forget. The sleep-stress-immunity triangle. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it directly fuels autoimmune activity. During deep sleep, your body produces regulatory T cells that help control autoimmune responses. Stress disrupts this process by keeping you in light, unrefreshing sleep. Worse, inflammation from autoimmune diseases then makes it harder to sleep, creating another vicious cycle. Many patients notice their symptoms worsen after just a few bad nights. Prioritizing sleep isn't about luxury, it's a therapeutic necessity. Simple changes like cooler bedrooms and digital curfews can significantly impact autoimmune progression by breaking this dangerous triangle. Emotional stress versus physical stress, both matter. We often separate emotional stress, like anxiety, from physical stress, like overexertion, but your immune system doesn't. Both trigger similar inflammatory pathways. An intense workout or emotional argument can provoke identical autoimmune responses in susceptible individuals. This is why holistic approaches work best, addressing only psychological stress while ignoring physical stressors like poor diet or hidden infections leaves half the battle unfought. The key is recognizing all stress forms as equally valid triggers and managing them collectively rather than in isolation. The personality link: are certain types more vulnerable? Research suggests personality traits influence autoimmune risk. Perfectionists, people pleasers, and those who internalize emotions tend to have higher rates of autoimmune conditions. Why? These traits often correlate with chronic stress responses and elevated inflammation markers. This doesn't mean personality causes disease, but it highlights how our habitual thought patterns create biological consequences. The good news? Traits can be modified through mindfulness and therapy, potentially reducing autoimmune activity. Awareness of this connection empowers patients to address not just their physical symptoms but the mental patterns that may exacerbate them. Modern life's perfect storm for autoimmunity. Our ancestors faced acute stress, like predators, but modern stress is chronic, constant emails, financial pressures, and social comparisons. This unrelenting pressure, combined with processed foods, environmental toxins, and reduced sunlight exposure, creates ideal conditions for autoimmune disorders. Unlike temporary threats, these persistent stressors don't allow the immune system to reset. The dramatic rise in autoimmune diseases parallels these lifestyle changes, suggesting our bodies haven't evolved to handle today's invisible but ceaseless assaults. Recognizing this helps explain why autoimmune conditions are increasingly common despite better medical care. Stress reduction that actually changes immunity. Not all relaxation methods equally impact autoimmunity. Deep breathing exercises reduce inflammatory cytokines better than passive activities like TV watching. Meditation physically alters gene expression related to inflammation. Forest bathing, walking in nature, increases natural killer cells that regulate autoimmune attacks. The most effective techniques share common traits: they engage the parasympathetic nervous system, lower cortisol, and often involve mindful movement. This means choosing stress reduction methods with proven biological impacts, not just those that feel temporarily soothing. Quality matters as much as quantity when managing stress for autoimmune health. The vaccine-stress connection. Some autoimmune patients report flares after vaccinations, which is often misunderstood. The issue isn't necessarily the vaccine components but the immune stress of responding to them. A robust immune response, which vaccines deliberately provoke, can temporarily exacerbate existing autoimmune activity. This doesn't mean vaccines are dangerous for autoimmune patients, but timing them during low stress periods and supporting the body before and after can minimize reactions. Understanding this distinction helps patients make informed decisions rather than fearing all immunizations unnecessarily. Hidden stressors that trigger flares. Beyond obvious stress sources, sneaky triggers worsen autoimmunity: artificial lights disrupting circadian rhythms, electromagnetic fields from devices, and even dehydration. These microstressors individually seem minor but cumulatively keep the body in a stress state. Many patients find relief by addressing these overlooked factors using blue light filters, establishing tech-free times, or optimizing hydration. The lesson? Autoimmune management requires examining all possible stress layers, not just the emotional ones we most easily recognize. When medications aren't enough, immunosuppressants help control autoimmune symptoms but don't address the stress-inflammation roots. Patients often plateau because medications manage consequences, not causes. Integrating stress reduction protocols allows many to lower medication doses or achieve longer remission. This isn't about rejecting medicine but enhancing its effectiveness. The most successful treatment plans combine pharmaceutical and lifestyle approaches, acknowledging that autoimmunity requires multidimensional management for optimal results. The gender gap: why women are more vulnerable. Women develop autoimmune diseases 3 times more often than men. Hormonal fluctuations play a role, but stress responses differ too. Women's immune systems generally mount stronger inflammatory responses, helpful for pregnancy but risky for autoimmunity. Societal pressures also contribute, as women often juggle more caregiving roles with less stress relief. Recognizing these biological and social factors helps explain the disparity and highlights why stress management is particularly crucial for women's autoimmune health. Can you reverse autoimmune damage? While some autoimmune damage is permanent, much inflammation can be reduced. Studies show stress management techniques lower autoimmune antibodies and symptoms over time. The nervous system's plasticity means new, healthier stress responses can be learned. This doesn't imply blaming patients for their disease but empowering them with the knowledge that their daily choices significantly influence disease progression. Even small, consistent changes in stress reduction yield measurable immune improvements. Workplace stress, an autoimmune minefield. Toxic work environments are particularly hazardous for autoimmune patients. The combination of prolonged sitting, artificial lighting, interpersonal tensions, and job insecurity creates a perfect storm. Many report diagnoses following particularly stressful career periods. While changing jobs isn't always possible, setting boundaries, taking movement breaks, and workspace adjustments can mitigate damage. Employers should recognize that reducing workplace stress isn't just about morale, it's about preventing serious health conditions with major productivity implications. The power of community in healing. Loneliness increases inflammation markers similarly to physical stress. Autoimmune patients in support groups often fare better than those isolating. Shared experiences reduce the unique stress of feeling misunderstood by healthy peers. This social connection doesn't just feel good, it biologically counters stress-induced inflammation. Building a community, whether in person or online, becomes therapeutic, not just emotional support. Healing happens in relationship, not just in individual treatments. A 30-day stress reset plan for autoimmunity. Start with 1 daily 5-minute meditation, progressively increasing duration. Swap one inflammatory food for an anti-inflammatory alternative each week. Introduce gentle movement like Tai Chi or swimming. Establish a digital sunset for better sleep. Track symptoms alongside stress levels to identify personal triggers. This gradual approach prevents overwhelm while systematically lowering the stress burden on your immune system. Consistency with small changes creates compounding benefits more sustainable than drastic overhauls. Hope beyond diagnosis, rewriting your immune story. An autoimmune diagnosis isn't an inevitable decline sentence. Understanding the stress connection provides control points most patients never learn about. By methodically reducing stress of all kinds, emotional, physical, environmental, you give your immune system the chance to recalibrate. Many achieve remissions doctors didn't predict by addressing what medications can't, the lifestyle and stress roots of immune dysfunction. Your immune system is listening to your life. What message will you send it today? Thank you, and let's stay connected. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. If you found this video valuable, imagine what you'll learn next. Subscribe to Wisdom Forge and hit the bell icon so you never miss more thought-provoking content, practical wisdom for everyday life, the tools to unlock your full potential. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway or what topics you'd like to see next. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning.